Let's do this. What's up, y'all? We at it again in ASTD. Again, this was a promise to record this one after I did that elongated video and Adopt Me. Um, in here, we're actually going to show y'all two things, and this is going to be another chill session with Benzi. Um, as y'all see, we recently just got to level 400. Um, so, appreciate y'all sticking with me in ASTD and grinding with me, all the players and whatnot that want to chill. Um, we up in ASTD, bro, every day. This is our favorite tower defense game. And the two things that we're going to show y'all how to do today. Um, Tournament Arc, the last story map. Okay, I'm sure that y'all know it. I'm sure that y'all have played it. What we're going to do is actually show you how to beat that map on Extreme. Okay, the second thing we're going to do is we're going to go into Infinite, and we're going to showcase Evil Shade Final truly in an Infinite and see how far we can get, bro. Um, Now, that being said, there's going to be two different builds for each corresponding event that we're about to do. As you see here, the loadout, Evil Shade Final, he's the GOAT, okay, my GOAT, okay, bringing him everywhere, doesn't matter where it is, bro. The Path Final, we took out Unhuman Nullifier Special, because again, we're going into this story map. The reason is because Unhuman Nullifier Special gets his air upgrade at upgrade 6. In World 2, all the story maps, as to my understanding, they all start with air on Extreme that just come at you. And Nullifier only gets his air upgrade at level 6. You're not going to get that money to get to the point where you can hit air with him by the time you die. Path Final hits air right off the rip. I don't care what this says, that ground is a lie. He hits air right off the rip, okay? And he is also my favorite unit, okay? He is my favorite unit. Unhuman for a special, he's my go-to unit. Evil Shade Final, he's my goated unit, okay? So this is the loadout we're bringing into story. Obviously, Gojo, we need our time stops, obviously, for any situation. In conjunction with Mochi, because of just the way that time stop and wax slow works. That crowd control is just too great to not have. Again, if y'all don't have Mochi, sub him out for Mr. Wax. Past that, I mean, there's really only those two units that wax slow. You could maybe get away with Blackbeard in a story map, sure. But I would recommend, like I said, just having Mr. Wax and having Mochi. Obviously, we're running Pizza Girl because she is the money unit that we're using inside of story in most aspects. If y'all don't have Pizza Girl, then sub her out with Jeff. He's going to be just as efficient. And then obviously Idol. We definitely need Idol in regards to story maps because of the fact that Idol is going to also provide us the buff as well as the money game that we need to get to the point where we can upgrade our units. Okay. Um, Orbs and whatnot are always the same. The path, he has his own orb, so if y'all don't have it, I recommend picking it up. It's in World 1, I believe. You can go get it right now. You just have to craft it. Obviously, with Gojo, we're using the Blue Eye Orb. Mochi, we're using the Super Blue Eye Orb. Pizza Girl, we put on Universal Reduction, and obviously Idol, we just throw on a cost reduction for her. Nothing too special, but that's what we do. Um, Past that, we're going to go ahead and solo Earth, or not Earth Tournament, Lord, no. We're going to go ahead and solo Tournament Arc story mode for y'all on Extreme. And then hopefully this video helps y'all be able to solo it and farm up as well, because this is also a very good way to farm your XP as far as your player XP. So if y'all want higher levels and whatnot, getting more gems, getting the Stardust from beating all the maps on Extreme, this is the setup that y'all want to run with, bro. So we're gonna go show y'all the hardest map in this game for story, and then below that is maps that you just know that you're gonna solo, because each map in conjunction are harder than the one before it. So we're going to start with the hardest. So anything below this in order is actually easier, right? So we're gonna go up in here and do this, bro. Let's go. So right off the rip, I'm just going to go ahead and mute this music because we don't want no copyright, nothing out here. So we just want to be chilling. It's just gonna be us, which is all good too. That's fine and dandy. Um, but I mean, past that, it's really simple on how we're gonna do this. Obviously, make sure y'all hit extreme, bro. Like I look, if you don't hit extreme, then you're missing the point, right? Obviously. But we're gonna start back here with idle. Okay. We're gonna put her there, and then we're gonna put path here. Now we're gonna auto activate with idle, and we're gonna control path. Okay. Come up here and start cooking. It as simple. See how they slam you out starting with air? Unhuman nullifier special would not be able to do this because of the fact that those airs would just get through. There we go. So now we got that. Once you get your 500, come back here and upgrade idle. Then on the next wave, upgrade pizza grill. Okay. Come through again. Let 3 airs come through like that. And now you can smack them. Okay. Just like that. And everything else does die. Don't worry about it. We just want those airs to die first because of the fact that we know that those airs are going to be what kill us. But now we can come here, jump and upgrade path, clears out everything as y'all just seen, and get our upgrade in pizza. So now that we upgraded path, boom, we're going to be one-shotting stuff as long as we're buffed from idle for a pretty good minute here. We'll go ahead and put in another upgrade for her as well, and we'll come back up here and just keep smacking these airs, bro. That's pretty much it. Next wave. Again, keep making sure that y'all get your pizza grill up and keep upgrading your idle. Again, the magic numbers for them is pizza grill to 9, idle to 14. That's your magic numbers for those upgrades. Okay? If you're getting anything less on idle, only go for 13 and then you're still good. So we're going to go ahead and pop all these cloners, come back here, make sure we got our buff. She's still up. She's still up. I got enough time. There we go. Alright, and boom, so now we'll get our buff. Sweet, sweet. Put more points in the pizza, put more points in the idol. Pizza Grill will be done next wave, so that's a plus. Now, here's what I want y'all to understand in regards to this one on Extreme, tournament arc on Extreme. What will kill y'all is right there, regenerators. If y'all do not, if y'all do not control these regenerators later on, you're dead. Okay? Regardless of what y'all got down, you're dead. Okay? So we're going to go ahead and upgrade idle twice here and then put a point in the pizza. And then after we do that, we're going to go ahead and throw in our evil shade here and give him 2 upgrades. Okay, now we're not worried about those cloners and whatnot because they're going to get whooped anyway by what we have in the back here. We're going to keep focusing on this front end. Okay, making sure we're still getting our buff. There we go. Clearing out. All right, wave clear. Now, here's the fun part. At wave 7, put y'all a mochi up here, bro. And then put one over here. And then put one over here. You'll need a little bit more to get him maxed out for that, the last one that you put your third one. But always put down your 3 mochis at wave 7. You'll thank me later. Because I can promise you, if anything slips through, it'll be a regenerator or it'll be an explosive. So now that mochi's done, again, pizza girl's already 9. Idle, we got to get to 14. That's it. So once we get idle to 14, we know it's cooking. Keep pumping up Evil Shade as much as you can. And then keep going to controlling with Path Final up here in the front. So the mochis now will start slowing down those regenerators and explosives all alike, which is what we want. And again, that's what kills people in this map, by the way. So now that we got idle to 14, that's the magic number for that. Here's what we're also going to do, bro. Do you see the paths and the way that they go? We're going to slot down our third mochi here, okay? And we're just going to save up to getting the amount that we need for him. And we run on this map 4 mochis for that reason. So the split for this map is obviously a 1-1, right? Because you can only put down one Path Final and one Evil Shade. But it's a 1-1-6-4 split. So after our 4 mochis, we are only putting down total 6 Gojos. And that's just to help out with damage since we don't have Unhuman Nullifier special in here, right? Now, granted, Evil Shade Final can deal by himself, but the fact that he's in here by himself without having my go-to being Nullifier Special, we just want to help him out, right? Now, obviously, you don't want to lose the map, so there's that too. Um, so we'll go ahead and keep pumping Evil Shade up. Again, keep going to controlling with your Path Final and keeping them locked down at the front as best you can. And a bump. There we go. And one more. If it's gonna hit for me. There we go. Alright. So now that we have this, Evil Shade Final is up. Boom. Dragon Absorption. Boom. Now we can stop controlling. And we're going to times 3. Just like that. So now all we do is we work on putting our Gojos down. Just like so. And there. And one there. And now for these last 2 waves, all we're going to do is upgrade the corresponding paths, bro. So we're always going to go upgrade animal. Okay? Always upgrade animal. Always upgrade Asura. We come over here and upgrade Furious. We come over here and upgrade Human. And we come over here and upgrade Preda. That's it, bro. Now it's a done deal. Now the last thing we do is we put out our 5th Gojo. And then lastly, our 6th Gojo. And this is pretty much it, bro. This is how this map gets beat. So, we're going to show y'all once these bosses cross through. Now they're in. We're going to go ahead and auto-activate time skip, or time stop. Let it die. Activate time stop. Let it die. Activate time stop. Let it die. Activate time stop. And GG. This is how you solo Tournament Arc on Extreme. Okay? I don't know of many other strategies that incorporate soloing this rate or this story map on Extreme, but this is how I do it, bro. Um, and I can solo this map every time, guaranteed in that way. I'm not about to sit here and try to write out the entirety of this format, whatnot, from the description. Um, if you need to, you can just slow down the video and whatnot for this section, uh, just to see how you can solo, Earth, or not Earth turning. Lord, like I said, I'm not soloing that raid. How you can solo Tournament Arc on Extreme if you're still struggling. But past that, I mean, like I said, bro, this pretty much a done deal. They dead. So after this, bro, like I said, we're gonna switch it up as far as our build goes, and we're gonna go into Infinite, and then we're gonna see what we truly can actually do with Evil Shade Final inside of Infinite, and see how far we actually can push to. Um, I'm guessing that we can push to at least 100 on Extreme. Um, I'm not out here trying to break leaderboards or break records or nothing like that. I'm just trying to see what he can do himself. I'm gonna try to go for, like I said, 100. I know for a fact that we can get close at least. Um, Extreme 100 is actually a pretty good feat, just chilling and, soloing anyway. I'm sure that people has gotten further and whatnot, but that's what we're going to go for, bro. Just to see what we can actually do at Evil Shade Final. And after that, that's when I would end this recording, and then I would actually see you guys on the next one. But yeah, this is pretty much it for tournament art, bro. Like it's not that deep, honestly. And this is how I would run all story modes on extreme as well. Because of the fact that I know Pathfinder and his upgrades and whatnot are going to be able to pull through for anything I miss in the back end. Um, Bosses, Evil Shade Finals already got covered. This guy's about to die. This guy's way, he's a third of his health. He's at 3 bill when he is at 9 bill, so he's around a third of his health. That guy died. Everything's focused on this one now. I mean, like I said, bro, this is an extreme story map, and it's the last one in the entirety of this game as far as a story. You can definitely farm up a lot of player XP by farming this map on extreme. Now, I'm not out here trying to break, crazy amount of levels and whatnot, but that's what you can do. Um, so I hope that this at least helped y'all when it came to a, showcase tutorial, whatever you want to call this little section here, how to actually deal with story maps and beat them so you guys can go out there and grind for your, Evo units and Evo materials and stuff like that that you need from these story maps. Literally bring Evil Shade, bring Pathfinder, bring, those main two. Anything else is just really quality of life for you. You can do these with slows and things like that. It's not that hard to be honest with you, but that's how I do it. Um, well, GG. There's tournament arc on extreme soloed. Yep, yep. And we got our 3 demon guys. All right, so return never works. I hope they fix that at some point. But for the moment, returning doesn't actually work. So we'll just have to leave and rejoin. Again, bro, this now is the part where for those that don't care to finish watching and whatnot, that's fine. Um, as you see there, we got a 401. We got an extra level. And y'all can keep farming up Stardust. Like, I mean, honestly, I'm not pressed about Stardust and whatnot because I already have what I want. But y'all could definitely use that Earth Tournament, or I keep saying Earth Tournament. The tournament arc story map on Extreme 2 farm player XP, man, you get a huge chunk out of it. So you could definitely farm up your level, and like I said, if you want, you can go grinding out these uh Stardust if y'all need them and whatnot, but that's your choice. But for those of you that are, just here for that, this is pretty much where y'all can chime out. Um we're about to go into Infinite though with Evil Shade and see what we could do there. So let's do this. So right off rip, I'm taking out Pathfinder because we're not going to be needing him. Pizza Girl is not going to be efficient when it comes to money. We're actually going to slot in Jeff. Okay, so we're going to go for Jeff, and we got our Christmas suit for him. Actually, you know what? Let me do this. Take him out and do this. We'll actually put back in Unhuman Nullifier Special. There we go. We'll go ahead and slot in Jeff in this slot here. And then we'll take out Idol and we'll actually go Lifa, which is Speedaholic Enchanted. Um, so this is what we're going to rock when it comes to doing Infinite. I'm sure, like I said, there's better teams and whatnot out there in regards to doing Infinite. But this is what we're going to rock to just showcase, Evil Shade Final. So we're going to go ahead and put on Universal Reduction for Jeff. You know what? I'm going to take off Ultra Magic off of Nullifier. So we're going to do that and put that on Leafa actually because her upgrade is, I think, 425k. So if we can actually reduce that, but then give her more damage because she's also a base healer, that's going to be good. And then actually, you know what? We can slot on. What are we going to take off? I mean, we could use this Prey Orb, to be honest with you. Do we want the Prey Orb? I mean, it gives initial damage 15%, initial range 10%, or we can go 100% boost damage. Nah, we'll go with initial damage and rain. So here we go. This is what we're going to take into Infinite. I'm trying to think here if I want to change anything else. Nah, no, no, no. We're good. All right, so we're gonna go up in the infinite with this team. Um, you know what? I already had a build for infinite in a sense. So I wasn't even using nullifier special. I was using Madara. Okay. All right. You know what? That's fine. That's fine. That's fine. We'll do this then. We'll do this then. If that's the case, then I'll just do this because there's no reason for me to break my main build anyway when I guess I already had an infinite team. I just wasn't actually paying attention to it. So we'll take this off and we'll go ahead and take this off. And boom, boom. I forget that we have loadouts in this game, bro. That's my fault. That's my fault. Where's Jeff at? There we go. And take that off and put this. Boom. And who who were we? What did we just do? We took something off. Oh, we took the universal off for Jeff, so we're going to put that on pizza. All right, so now we got our main loadout back together. So let me just go on ahead real quick. Yep. That's cool. All right, we'll go ahead and use this loadout then. So, like I said, I don't even remember setting this one up, but this is pretty much the same thing. The only thing different is we got Madara in there instead of Unhuman Nullifier Special, which I am perfectly fine with, just because I know for the fact that I can work up to getting Suki and Yomi. We still got Leaf in there, we still got Jeff in there, Gojo Mochi, and obviously Evil Shade Final. So I'm definitely cool with this setup and loadout. Um, Madara is a good one. Again, he is one of the OG goats in the game as far as most of y'all know. Um, I just feel like in the aspect of just straight damage, Evil Shade is still doing more than Madara. In this slot, like I said, for uh, Evil Shade Final, you can use your main damage dealer. I just choose to make him my main damage because again, he's my goat. This spot here, I naturally have for Nullifier Special, but again, um, y'all can use whoever you want for secondary. You can use UI Goku. You can use Ant King. Look, I don't look. There's no reason. Honestly, there's no reason for Aizen in most stuff. I'd even use Tanjiro over Aizen in an infinite, in a raid, in any aspect. I'd use Tanjiro over Aizen, okay, or Aizen, however you want to pronounce him. I'd even use the Path. You know what? We could actually go up in here with the Path Final as well. You know what? Let's do that because I don't want to use Tsukiyomi. I'm going to go up in here with Evil Shade, Pathfinder, Mochi, Gojo, Jeff, and Lifa. Just for the fact that I know because of those paths, um I can actually have more coverage because there's more paths. And Naraka also would stack base health with Lifa. So we're going to go do that. Yeah, that'd be the way. All right. So we're going to go up into infinite. All right, last checks. Good, 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 good. Wait a minute. What did Madara have on him? Prey Eye, that's 10% range increase. No, that's good. I'm not worried about it. All right. So here we go. Going up into this infinite. And like I said, bro, we're going to do this on extreme. We're really showcasing, like I said, Evil Shade Final here. But obviously, we're going to put everything we can down in regards to this. And we'll see what we can do, bro. We'll see what we can do. So we're going to go ahead and put Jeff back here. I like I said, for y'all that put Jeff up here and in the look, don't do that, bro. Don't do that. Don't do that. Okay, just don't. Um, but we're going to go ahead and put Jeff back there. Put it on extreme, obviously, and we're going to have to build up the money now. So there's no specific tactic or anything like that I've got for infinite. This is kind of a build that I just kind of threw together too. Um, So, we're just out here chilling, bro. But I'm going to put Path Final here, okay? And then I will put Evil Shade just to the right of him. There we go. So now we've got Path Final down. Jeff's upgrade is 425. And we'll go ahead and times 3 because I know for a fact that we're just going to be in here for a good minute anyway. Path Final should be able to deal for a good minute. And get all these upgrades we can for Jeff. And I don't quite remember Leafa's range, but we want to make sure that we build everything that we want in correspondence to her range. So we're going to go ahead and actually, you know what? Let me get the paths out first, just because I know for a fact that, yeah, that'll happen. So I just had to know where they're actually going to split to. So now that I know, we're going to go ahead and put Evil Shade here. And because we can't sell either the paths or Evil Shade, they're pretty much down and done. Um, at this point, bro, we're just going to farm up Jeff because there's nothing more that we can do right now, in all honesty. I like how when I tap E, well, he's doing that by himself now, but when you tap E, he like twitches and whatnot. It's kind of cool. I don't know why his tooltip does that. I'm not sitting here tapping E, by the way. Nah, I was. But let's see here. We got Mochi, Gojo, Leafa. So we can have all this down. So like I said, I don't remember Leafa's true range when it comes to her buffing and whatnot. But we'll figure it out. Cause I can sell her, so that's a benefit. Honestly, she'll be in range anyway if I were to put her here. So, cause I know for a fact her upgrade is going to allow her to reach all of them, which would be good. You know what? I kind of want her to farm up and start getting us health though with Naraka. Let me do 4 Leafas here. So I'll do 1, 2, 3, and 4. And then I'll do 4 more, 4 more over here. Actually, you know what? No. We'll do 4 here as well. No, because they're eventually going to get to that other side, so I want to have health over there as well. So we'll go ahead and do 1, 2, 3, and 4 there. Keep on farming Jeff up. We'll get 2 upgrades in Evil Shade just to speed stuff up here. We're only on 16. We got a ways to go. Alright, Jeff is maxed. So, now that Jeff is maxed, we can focus on upgrades and whatnot. I will get the front 2 Leafas upgraded maxed. We're at 514,000 health, and then I'll get Naraka in the back here maxed. So we can just solely focus on base health for the moment. So, okay. You know what? Alright. So there's the buff. It's a 30-second buff with a 60-second cooldown. So the second that it goes off, I just activate the other. You only need 2 Leafa buffing everything anyway. So, there we go. Once that buff is off, the other one should proc. And I'm going to go ahead and upgrade. And we almost got the last one. Oh, I didn't actually time it correctly. That's my fault. We're fine, though. We got plenty of time. Alright, maxed and maxed. Huh? How did that not get maxed over here? Oh, wait. She's got 2 465 upgrades, doesn't she? That's fine. We'll go ahead and buff. Upgrade. Wait for it to go off. Oh, there we go. Now we should be good. Yep. All right. So now the plan is to get the rest of the Leafas upgraded. She only hits ground, which any uh in any infinite there's no air unless you're playing the air based infinite. Um, but we're gonna go ahead and get Naraka up. And now we can start stacking base HP even more efficiently. Because we plan on utilizing that we can lose some HP for our base to see how far we can actually go and how far Evil Shade Finals damage actually goes through. Granted, like I said, I know I'm using Path Final. I really honestly shouldn't be because we're going to be using Mochi. Um, and Gale Slow does not stack with Mochi, neither does regular Slow. So there could be a chance that this just simply busts just because of Path Final. But I didn't want to bring Madara, so, it is what it is. Um, I'd rather bring Nagato than Madara anyway. Yeah, we're at 2 point something billion. So, we're chilling. I guess at this point, I mean, there's honestly no reason that I can't. I can go ahead and just start working on all these Leafas. Let me go ahead and work on these front ones. There we go. So there's another one. And again, folks, you only need 2 Leafas actually buffing. You don't need all of them. It's not going to do anything for you to have all them buffing anyway. I mean, we are also bringing Gojo anyway, so when it comes to map-wide time stop, which is what Madara does as well, we already have that. You know what I mean? Sure, Madara and Gojo's time stop sync or, in a sense, can overlap each other's, but there's no point for me to bring Madara and Gojo for that, map-wide time stop. I'd rather at that point just bring Evil Shade anyway because of the fact that Gojo does 7 billion damage. Madara does like 10 billion damage with his. I don't know if it's 10 billion or not. I forget. But I know that Evil Shade Final does like 12 billion damage with his final upgrade nuke. So, I mean, it's a difference. It truly is. Did we actually already upgrade all 4 of these? Wow, we did. That's crazy. What's the base HP at now? 4 bill? You know what? We'll get their range increase at least. Like I said, I don't want to go with Divine Force upgrade, and I definitely don't want to go with Statue Chain Grip, just because I know for a fact that I'm going to be using Mochi, so we're not going to make them mess up Mochi's Wax Slow. I mean, at some point, I will upgrade them if we get to that point where I just, stop caring. Um, but for the most part, we're going to let Mochi's Wax Slow just do what it's supposed to and, go from there. Now Evil Shade Final here, we're leaving as he is right now just because of the fact that I don't need his damage yet. Um, but his last upgrade is 15 million. So there's that too. And then obviously we all know his upgrade if you've been using him. Uh, the one before his last upgrade is 250k. We can easily upgrade him anyway to that point, but there's really no point for me right now. I'd rather focus on everyone else and stacking base HP. Because at least my Leafas would be out the way. My paths, I already got them out the way. And then I just focus on where I'm going to put Mochis and Gojos and then leave Evil Shade for last. Because, I mean, we're at, wave 46 right now. We're literally chilling. So, Chilling with 7 billion base HP, by the way. So is that all the Leafas maxed? Alright, cool, cool, cool. Alright, so we're going to put a mochi right here. We're going to put a mochi right here. We're going to put a mochi right here. We're going to put one right here. We're going to put another one right here. We're going to put another one right here. Now, we got an extra 2 if we needed them. Wherever I see that the enemies are not being wax load enough, that's where I'll place the other 2. For Gojos specifically, I line them up right here. That's what I've always done, is all 8 Gojos I line up right here. And again, for Gojos, I only go to their 5th upgrade. The one that I place last will be the one that has the final domain finisher. Because again, that's the one that I need to nuke at the end if they ended up getting through, etc. So now we got all our Gojos down. Can only have one Evil Shade, one Path Final. Again, we got 2 Mochis we can place. Can only have one Jeff, and obviously we got all our Leafas down. So pretty much, we're done, bro. Okay? The only thing now I could do is, like I said, upgrade one Gojo at the back here, my nuker. Okay? For his 7 billion damage, that is just going to be abysmal compared to Evil Shade's 12 billion damage. Evil Shade Final, like I said, he's got a lot of damage, bro. So we'll understand what his true capability is, or true capability is later. At the moment, I'm just kind of stacking up money because, like I said, I know I got to get him to 15 mil on his last upgrade. I guess we'll go ahead and upgrade him before that point anyway, and go ahead and give him his Dragon Absorption. And we'll just sit here and chill till we get 15 million for him. So it's 15 million for his last upgrade. I know for a fact it's the 1.95 million for Gojo's 6th upgrade, and then for 7th it's 8 million. So we're looking at, 15 and 8 million. We got a little bit of ways to go before we can get up to that point. But our primary focus is actually upgrading Evil Shade Final. So we'll start there. But as y'all see, we're stacking base HP. I mean, what is that number right now? 107 billion? No, it's 10 billion. So it's 10 billion that we get right now. And that's from our Leafas hitting, and Naraka just giving us a steady 59 million. Innocent 60 million every wave. But they're not even pushing in deep enough for all the Leafas to truly be hitting them. So we still got a ways to go, bro. We honestly do. But yeah, we're going to figure out what Buddy's truly capable of with him being our main damage dealer. I mean, we all know that he's our main damage dealer, and that's sure we got Path Final, but Path is nowhere near doing the damage that Evil Shade is. So we'll figure that out. Let's see what our damage is now. 12.5 billion. What, 1,300 kills? Not bad on wave 66 on extreme, I guess. I'd say it's about average. So let's go with this question then, just for funsies, because we're just chilling here, and like I said, I'm not really doing too much else other than this. What raid? Okay, what raid do y'all want to see soloed next with our main loadout? Again, not a unit specific raid or a unit preset raid if you're wanting to use the loadout. But what raid would y'all be recommending me solo next so y'all can actually see how it's done and do so? And then your second question is, how far do you think I'm going to get in this infinite with this build? Again, I'm saying I'm probably going to get to 100. I'm just giving that as a baseline. I'm going to get to 100. Because we're going to show y'all the technique that you should be using for infinite to get to 100. You can always get to 100 on extreme, on normal, regardless if you use this technique. And it's really reliant on you just using Gojo and Mochi to control the enemies. That's why they're the staple in any build that I take. So I'm going to time stop when they get to about here. You know, so I know that they're actually pushing through pretty good. That way, whenever I do get to that point, I can time stop efficiently, and then, this would be a little bit better. And then also in that aspect, when they do get to that point, I'm also stop the wave skips at 90, okay? That way, whatever's on the map just dies, and then it cycles to the next wave. Because that's how you actually farm up and play infinite efficiently. Is you turn off wave skip and let whatever's out there die. Now we all understand that Evil Shade Final himself can pretty much wax bosses that are 9 billion HP. And I've seen him do so with 3 9 billion HP bosses on a map. So I'm saying we'll probably be here for a good minute. As long as I can get him to his 15 or 15 million upgrade, I'm sure that he'd be doing even more than what I'm thinking he would be. You know, just in hindsight of knowing what he can do in a raid, this is an infinite, So I'm saying we're probably going to be here for a good minute. Not sure exactly how long, but we'll find that out. Let's see the base HP. So we're at 10 billion before, now we're at 23 billion. So we know for a fact we can definitely take a few hits. 24 billion, 25 billion. And that's because they're finally pushing into the other Leafas. So this number is just basically going to get bigger, regardless. And that's even before I'm time stopping, bro. They're pushing in pretty alright here. I'm liking it. Like I said, I want them to get around this bin before I actually time stop. What I do when it comes to time stopping is I always use my front 4 Gojos. Because again, the back one is solely for the nuke for me. So we'll let them keep going around there for a second. And now that they're going around the bin, we can now time stop. So there's the first. Let it go. There's the second. Let it go. There's the third. Let it go. There's the fourth. Let it go. So now, time stop is completely cycled, like it should be. And now the enemies are more controlled. Again, when we hit wave 90, we're going to stop the auto skip. So whatever's out here just starts dying like it's meant to. I would say by wave 95, we should be at the point to where we can upgrade Evil Shade Final to his last upgrade. But until that point, obviously, we need to make sure that we just don't die, right? So we're going to get to wave 90 here, and then we're going to stop the wave skip. And there we go, wave 90. Actually, we're going to get to his upgrade very soon here anyway. Honestly, I could skip these waves as well, but I'd rather him... You know what? That's fine. We'll go ahead and skip because we do want to get his upgrade. And boom. So one more wave skip, and then we'll be fine. Is he actually going to get through? Oh, he does, doesn't he? That's fine. And boom. Alright. So now, we literally have Evil Shade up as far as he could. He's doing 275 million damage, bro. That's kind of cracked. And he's got probably even more damage than what I'm seeing because of the black flames. Holy, he's melting stuff. He's just melting stuff, bro. So here's the play. Here's the plan. We can let him continue melting stuff, or we can just use his ability. Now, I don't know how much of this stuff is just going to kind of speed on through here. You know what? It's fine. So we just did 1 trillion damage, just FYI. Um, we're at wave 94, and we just did 1 trillion damage. So we'll go ahead and put another mochi here, because it seems like they keep speeding up here. And if we can stop them from speeding up back here, I mean, we really just need to put one back here just to make sure that they stay slow. So now we got everything down right, and we're chilling. Now, the only thing I can do as far as upgrade goes is actually upgrading Gojo. He's doing 275 million. This takes a little bit longer than Gojo's nukes to come back up. But essentially what he does, he applies Stoke to everything on the map, which then increases his own Black Flames damage. So yeah, like I said, look, bro, he just melting stuff, okay? So we're going to keep it as it is and just let things be dying. There's no reason for me to skip and just let it go. We did take, what, a hit, and we got, so we're at, what, 11 million? 12 billion? Wait a minute, no. There's 3. Oh, wait a second. 3. I don't know what number we're at. We're getting hit by something, but I mean, it is what it is. You can't stop everything, I guess, but that's why we got Leaf and whatnot. See what I'm saying? But where's his aim at, bro? Some things did slip through, but I mean, that's fine. I'm trying to see the space health real quick. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Are we at 124 billion? I think we're at 125 billion, bro. We're at 125 billion. 126 billion HP for the base, bro. So we're going to be here for a good minute. Mm-mm-mm. Yeah, we're definitely going to be here for a good minute. Cannot believe we're already above 128 billion. That's wow. But as you see, Evil Shade Final is actually out here. He ain't no joke, bro. Like these guys are what 7 billion, things like that. I mean, he's literally just burning them up, bro. Now again, we still have other paths and whatnot we could upgrade if we wanted to. Um, Again, we brought Path Final in here, so I'm sure if I were to bring a different unit in here that gave a little bit more to Infinite, you know what I mean? Potentially UI Goku, or actually brought Madara, for instance. This probably would have went a lot longer than what it is. But I mean, we're still at 126 billion HP. The guys that are getting through here, they're only like 2 billion. Let's see what this, you know, amount of units here is. So we just dropped under 100 billion. Just barely, though. We barely dropped under 100 billion HP for the base, bro. And we still got 2 units back here that are getting cooked. Now, these are deaccelerates. I mean, they're guaranteed dead, bro. Like, honestly, they're gone. Now, you know what I'm thinking? You know what I'm thinking? How efficient is my gauntlet build if I were to bring it into Infinite? Because theoretically, I would replace the enemies with Dr. Heart Mystical and nullify them. Slow them down with Time Stop and Wax Slow to where they're at a crawl. And Evil Shade would still be at the back just killing everything. I'm wondering how true is a gauntlet build in Infinite when it comes to wave survivability and whatnot. So look, I could test that. I ain't gonna lie to you, it'd be fun. But here's what I'm gonna do, because I'm like I said, guaranteed I get to wave 100. This ability is about to come off cooldown. Watch this, bro. We're gonna go wave 97. Leaf has already pushed us back up to 111. Wave 98. Because I want to see his damage. Wave 99. Get all these enemies up out here. We're not going to be able to get Gojo's nuke and time stop, unfortunately, because, I mean, it's just going to be way too much money on Extreme. I mean, we are on Extreme. So there's wave 100. Right. So we'll let all these enemies come out as they are. And boom. So there's 2,900,000,000,000 damage. Now everything that is stoked also takes more damage from him. Honestly, bro, he is not a bad unit. I mean, he's not. Nah, I don't know that we're surviving wave 100, but we can at least say that we skipped to a wave 100, you know what I mean? That's all I'm saying. But he's definitely able to put up some numbers as far as damage, bro. In all honesty, he's able to put up numbers and damage. I mean, who knows? We still might be able to survive this because of Lifa and Prada. I mean, not Prada, Naraka. I don't know. I mean, one of these is going to get through and they're going to have like crazy amount of health, aren't they? 15 billion. Yeah, no, we might die. Ew, 47 billion. We're going down, folks. Alright, GG. Well, we, can at least say we got to wave 100. I mean, hey, we did it, you know what I mean? He was killing and stuff, so it was pretty fun. I'm not gonna lie to you. Um, 3 trillion damage and 1,900 kills. So it was actually definitely pretty cool using Evil Shade Final. Um, in that Infinite. Um, like I said, bro, there's probably way better setups and whatnot, but look, we can definitely push. And if I had auto skip on the whole time, I'm sure it would have probably been like 110, 115-ish in Infinite and whatnot, right? Um, but it was just simple fact that, we were not going to really truly get that far without having a time stop as a map wide. Obviously, like I said, I did not level up Gojo because we just did not have the money, and again, that was on extreme as well. So you're saying I got to 100, ish without skipping on extreme, um, and with skips probably around 110, 115 ish. I'm probably pushing on normal with this build, which I'm not going to do because I'm about to end this recording. I'm probably pushing on normal with this build to roundabouts 120, 130 ish, give or take, and that's literally just chilling with Evil Shade Final and the upgrades that I had. Now, like I said, there's probably way more efficient builds and setups and whatnot like that um in regards to Infinite and just any mode. Um but that was not a bad run for me just throwing together something, honestly. Like, to be honest, like I said, I would have kept moderate in if I knew it would really made a difference, but we didn't get the Gojo upgrade to even be able to get to that point. I know for a fact Madara himself was not going to be able to be upgraded, so that's why I didn't bring him in, considering the only money unit we had in there was Jeff. Okay, so just out of me knowing what I have, etc., things like that, we knew that Evil Shade Final was not going to, unfortunately, hold up. In regards to that, just because of the fact that we would not have the money that we needed. Um, but I mean, past that, bro, he's a very good unit. Um, he's a very good damage killing unit. He's a very good goat. He's a very good overall unit. I myself use him in all aspects, even in Gauntlet. Um, like, he is a very strong unit. But I mean, past that, bro, um, I do hope that y'all enjoyed the. No, I'm not going in Gauntlet with you, buddy. I'm sorry. No, I'm not going in Gauntlet with you, bro. I'm not. I'm sorry. I don't go into Gauntlet. Nope. I don't go into Gauntlet with other people, buddy. I'm sorry. Is he really trying to? Alright, you know what? Yeah. The only reason I don't go into Gauntlet with other people, and it is nothing against other players, it's so easy to solo Gauntlet and get high numbers compared to playing with other players because of the sheer fact that Gauntlet is Gauntlet is something that people tend to mess up in a way. I know they don't mean to, etc. Um, but it happens, right? And in Gauntlet, you want to have specific things down. You want to have specific setups. You want to have a specific rotation of things. Because of the fact that if you don't, you're not going to get your full output, right? What your full output in Gauntlet is being able to control the enemies and be able to um, make sure you're just getting everything that you need down so you can actually run that time up. And people kill too much in Gauntlet and things like that, unfortunately, for me to really play with them. Um, I do understand that people can have, in a sense, the same setups and things like that as me. Um, But there's always that chance, bro, that you're not using the same, or we got the same game plan. You want to have the same game plan when it comes to Gauntlet, right? You do. Um, and people just don't for whatever reason, which is fine. Everybody's got their own strategy, but if you're not doing the same as someone else's strategy, it's not going to help you. See what I'm saying? So that's the thing with Gauntlet. And that's why I don't solo with other people in it, unfortunately. It's nothing against you guys. And boom. Alright. At time stop is not the most efficient, honestly. I'll fix it later. But yeah, I'm just in Gauntlet chilling. I honestly was planning to end the recording. Um as to why I'm not, I honestly don't know. I'm just not. Um, we just out here enjoying and chilling and grinding, bro. That's kind of what it is. Nothing more. And boom. All right. And boom. And boom. Money, money. Cool, cool, cool. Honestly, I don't even know why I came in Gauntlet, to be honest with you. We did. We did though. That's just how it goes when you're just chilling and grinding and playing. Let me go and fix these time stops real quick, cause I'm not liking that delay that it had. All right. There's one. There's two. There's three. There's four. So again, Gauntlet. I mean, auto wave skip doesn't change really anything in Gauntlet. They have to die before the next wave comes through. Um, but yeah, I mean, it's pretty much how you get your time and whatnot, bro. Um, Dr. Heart Mystical, his silence, it'd get off a cooldown the next rotation. So after, in a sense, 3 sets of deaccelerates, Dr. Heart Mystical will be fine. Um, you just have to pretty much bide your time until his last silence is off cooldown. Um, that's just how it goes in gauntlets. It's usually around 800 seconds is when he's kind of good to go. We're going to go ahead and upgrade this boy. Now these guys are going to give me my wish here shortly, and then we'll be able to have three sets of cash flow up in here. Um, Honestly, I mean, we're in Gauntlet now, so no telling how long this is actually going to go. Um, I guess we'll find out after that infinite run. Um, that's all I can really say. I don't even know how long we've been going for, to be honest with you. But that's how it is, bro. We just here chilling, chilling and grinding. So I'm actually going to get this timing right as well, so I can get the money and get his upgrade. There we go. It's close enough. All right. Now that's done. Uh, yeah. No, there's no reason why I wouldn't. There we go. 4 Gojos in the back. And this is the thing with Gauntlet, bro. Like I said, and I don't know if y'all did watch my Gauntlet video or not, but again, my Gojos are maxed out level 175. Same thing with my Dr. Heart Mystical here. Having your Gojos level 1, your Dr. Heart level 1, and obviously your Mochis level 1 give you more time when it comes to the aspect of these deaccelerates that you do control. Because again, when you silence them and you send them back, this right here, this deaccelerates both of them. That's where your time is, bro. So you definitely want to have your stuff up here, your front end, being level 1, or at least not max level. So they don't do that much damage to them. Obviously, because they do, the waves one aren't going to progress. That's just going to happen, right? But the point of the matter is that Gauntlet, you get your times when you control your units. Controlling your units the best way is using a nullify on the deaccelerates, making sure they are wax slowed, making sure they are replaced and sending them back to the start, and then your kill squad being whatever it is, maxed out and able to efficiently kill whatever gets through, which everything else will get through. Your deaccelerates eventually would reach back there, but by the point they can, you'd already be dead anyway from everything else that can get through. Um, but that being said, bro, like I said, that this is, that's how I run Gauntlet. Um, and there's people that's getting 100,000 plus, 200,000 seconds, etc. I'm not out here trying to push numbers like that, but you definitely can. There's different metas and whatnot now that people use. Um, and more power to them, honestly. That's them. I, I for one don't. Um, go that far when it comes to Gauntlet because I've got everything. But solely for the fact of getting Unhuman Nullifier Special, this is how you actually run Gauntlet efficiently without really needing to put too much more effort into it. Um, yeah, I mean, past that is pretty much simple. Now, it'd be a good minute, as far as time frame of when they actually pushed through. Um, my Gojo's range, they overlap, right? So this one stops there, but the front one here goes way up there. So they had to at least get to this point of the bridge where I'm, around now before I can actually officially time stop with the ones in the back. But that's just solely to make sure that, if stuff is getting through, I still can be able to deal with it efficiently. Um, And as I said, bro, we always use an evil shade out here. As y'all see, this gauntlet setup, I did have Madara before. That was my original go-to setup for gauntlet, but evil shade just does so much more damage than Madara. There'd be no reason for me to use Madara over him, to be honest. And that setup, I was getting 50,000 plus, per run whenever I was in there, and that's when I would actually die, getting 50,000 plus. Um, and I would die because I would intentionally, uh, you know, not nuke the map or time stuff. Because look, even on times three, 50,000 seconds, you're looking at hours into it, bro. Like, honestly, you probably do one to two runs of 50,000 seconds, get you 100,000 plus together, and you just be able to buy whatever you want to in the shop. You know what I mean? Um, but for the sake of tower defense and just loving the game, people come into Gauntlet, people go into Infinite, things like that. See how far they can actually go, right? And that's what we're kind of in here for. Um, because like I said, I was curious as to how far I could actually go. Granted, Gauntlet gives you that what 18 million to start with. If Infinite did that same thing, sure, maybe I could probably get further than 100 on Extreme, but that's neither here nor there because obviously you're probably not getting that amount of money in Infinite anyway. Um, I mean, you can, but it'd be hard pressed to really upgrade absolutely everything in Infinite. I don't think there's no more coming through. So we'll go ahead and silence, and then we'll go ahead and replace. And blah, blah, blah. All right. But yeah, no, like I said, bro, this is pretty fun. And like I said, bro, it's nothing against people and whatnot. Like I don't mind it if y'all are letting me carry you in Gauntlet my way. If you're joining me, then sure, that's fine, because I'm just gonna tell you, hey, whatever you got, put it back in the back with the kill squad. Whatever you've got, leave the front end, this part up here to me. Okay? That'd be the only way that I play Gauntlet with people because don't want to be in here and not at least get over, 10,000, 20, whatever I'm going for. Just because people want to brute force and just put everything up here and they're just killing wave after wave after wave. Like, bro, that's not the way you play Gauntlet. And I've been in so many Gauntlet runs with random people to know that that's what they do. You know what I mean? Um, like I said, bro, that's not the efficient way to play Gauntlet. Granted, like I said, there's probably better metas and whatnot, setups, etc., than what I'm using, but I can at least say I can go into any Gauntlet map, even with my units being one, maxed out. I can go into this map here for Gauntlet and just get 40, 50K easily, just chilling. You know what I mean? Um, And the fact of the matter is, I'm just not going to be in here for that long at all anymore because there's just nothing I need to get in Gauntlet Shop at all. Like I've got everything. Um, my Eisen's level 1 because again, I, I don't use him. He's not my. I've never used item. I've never used Eisen except for like twice. After seeing everybody and their mother use them to nuke this raid, try to nuke that raid, always, oh, I'm a farm up Eisen. Like, bro, no, none of that, none of that. Mm-mm. I'd rather just go in there and be like, look, y'all want this raid done? Y'all do what you want. I'll make sure it doesn't lose. There ain't no, oh, I need to go farm up Eisen. You got to do everything else until then. No, bro. I will cover the entirety of that raid and also the bosses at the end. You just do you and place what you want. You know what I mean? Like that. That's how I am. And using Eisen, I can't do that because Eisen is not beating a Wave 19 raid solo. And if he is beating a Wave 19 raid solo, it's because you've brought a different unit to handle waves 1 through 18 while still trying to now efficiently farm for Eisen's nuke at the end of it. And if you don't get it, then GG. Now you've got a unit that can't kill the bosses like he's meant to. And what you use to kill waves 1 through 18, that unit, as many as you can have, 8 of them, whatever it would be, is not, or if it's a single placement, is not killing them 9 billion HP bosses. See what I'm saying? So like there's always that chance. And I'm not saying y'all can't come out here and solo raids with Eisen because I've seen it done. But listen, you gotta be spot on and make sure everything is right. I'm saying my build, my loadout, you can go in any raid. And I done told y'all in the last video when it came to ASTD. Give me any raid, doesn't matter what it is, that I can go into with my own units, not unit preset and not unit specific. Give me any raid I can go into and I can show y'all. I just put down my units and just slam it out and kill that entire raid. There's not a single raid in this game that I can use my own units and say that I would lose it. Like I did the hardest raid to you guys. Like I was suggested to do this raid because it was quote unquote so hard. I did that hardest raid in Numa solo with my build. With these actually. See what I'm saying? Like y'all can give me any raid, doesn't matter what it is. Give me any raid and I will show you how easy that raid is with my loadout. You know. Matter of fact, matter of fact, just because I'm putting out that notion, just because I am actually putting out that notion, I'm actually go into a raid and we're gonna go solo a raid just because. A raid that we didn't solo on a recording yet, just to end this off because obviously I want to go go play other games for one. And for two, I'm hungry. Like we got to go get something to eat out here, bro. Um, so we're gonna get to 3,000 seconds just all willy-nilly for whatever reason, right? We're gonna stop at 3,000 seconds. We're gonna leave the game, or we're gonna let ourselves die. We'll kill everything off. Evil Shade Final, he shouldn't be able to. Well, I mean, he will by himself for a minute, but he shouldn't be able to kill absolutely everything that runs through. So we'll end up letting this die out at 3,000. And then we'll go solo a raid that we've not soloed on a recording yet, just so y'all can see. And it'll be live, it'll be unedited, it'll be all that, bro. Just so y'all can specifically see how easy it is for me to solo raids with my loadout that I am been telling y'all to use. We're just gonna go select a random wave, and it'll be a 19 wave. It'll be a random, but it'll be a 19 wave. It'll be fun though. Honestly, let me go ahead and just start making sure that I can die. Just let everything come through. Yeah, I'll just let everything come through. We'll keep the killers out there just for money and the Leafa since we can't sell him anyway. Actually, you know what? We'll die faster if we do that. There we go. You know what? I guarantee it, even with this setup right now with just him, we're probably going to get that 3,000 mark. And just because of the fact that I know that he himself is just that strong. And he's using Dragon Absorption already. He's at 13 million. Actually, you know what? Maybe no. Maybe we don't get that. Maybe these guys kill us. Alright, you know what? Just because of the fact that I want to. We're going to get that 3,000. Ew, almost got it. Almost got it. Anyway, bro. We had to let this lose anyways to guarantee get our points. Um, there we go. Alright, so we're gonna go back in here one more time. And we're gonna go solo any raid. Just a random raid that we've not done yet. Let's see, we've done Divine, we've done Enuma, we've done Sinjin. Um, we've done Malevolent. You know what? I know just a raid. I know just a raid. Oh, we got what to the UI comes through. Ba 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 ba. So I know just a raid that we're going to go solo. While we're waiting for that UI to come through, who's on the board? Ew. Board ain't looking too good right now. That's fine. I mean, we're not pressed about needing anything on the board, to be honest. So there's that, too. There we go. Now we got our loadout, our main setup, etc. Uh, you know what? Just to make it even, nah, you know what? Because we're talking solo. We're talking solo. So we'll go into a raid. You know what? There we go. Berserker. I'm sure that y'all know this raid. Mm-mm-mm. I'm guaranteeing 100% that we can solo all raids, bro. That we can place our own units in. And boom, boom. Here we go. Checking our corners, making sure nothing slipped through. You know what? No, we're good. We're chilling. We'll set one back there just because. Better be safe than sorry. Interesting. I don't even know what got through, or how, or where. But I'm watching now. Mm-mm-mm. And yes, I know I am brute forcing this raid right now, but I mean, it is what it is. Ooh, that tree got me, didn't it? So we no longer need him there. Now, granted, I could have made this raid perfect in soloing it, and not taking the hit at all. Um, but where's the fun in that? Where's the suspense at, right? So again, you already know the split. 3 mochis, 4 gojos, and in 19 wave raids, we go All 8 nullifier specials. Again, we all saw it. Something slipped through. Don't know what it was, but it took enough damage for it to die and not kill the base. Now it's a wrap. GG easy, bro. Again, I don't know what got through. Honestly, I mean, this map is pretty big, and your boy wasn't just paying attention, honestly. I ain't gonna lie to you. I was just brute forcing this raid. Like I said, I want to go eat, bro. But look, I'm telling y'all, even even with Buddy getting through wherever he did, however he did, we didn't die because we put that nullifier back here. We got 2.15 K HP, and we still about to kill this raid. So now all we gotta do is wait for these bosses to actually creep up into our Gojo's range. Mind you, there are also 9 billion bosses. 9 billion HP, rather. Alright, so here we go. There's one. There's two. There's three. There's four. GG easy. It's that simple, bro. It's that simple. We don't lose raids out here. Okay? Even that enemy getting through, we still wouldn't have lost this raid. Because if I wanted to, I would have just controlled and made sure everything back there was fine. And even at that point, if I chose to, I could have just put the defend and all that back there. You know, like I could have just built deeper in here if I wanted to. Like, bro, we don't lose raids out here with this loadout, with this build. I don't even have to be up there to see it, bro. You know what? That's how good that build is. Let me see if I can get up here. We got the hops. No, we don't. Hold on. We're gonna jump up here. Oh my god, bro. There we go. Boom. Alright. Look at him. Got a lot of HP over there. Wanna know why? Because that's not the boss that they attacking first. The other one should be about halfway HP by now. And if we lose this raid, it'll be because of the fact that the boss can hit the base from wherever they at by throwing something at her or something like that. Some cheeky BS, bro. We're not losing this base because no boss walks through it. Okay, an enemy walked through it, sure, but that enemy had low enough HP to where it didn't kill us. Granted, if I upgraded the nullifier special in the back more, he wouldn't even have got through. But I mean, he did. We took a hit. We did. But we ain't lose this raid. And now Buddy's health is starting to drop. So that means that the other boss is either close to dead or this guy's just getting in the range of everybody else. Nah, he's taking a lot more damage. So that other boss just died. Yeah, no. This guy's gone. This boss said, I'm the last of my kind. Well, it's alright. We out here eradicating raids. Because we literally just can. Burn it all down with black flames. Again, Evil Shade Final is the GOAT of ASTD. Buddy gone. Mm-mm-mm. So like I said, bro, pick a raid, any raid, don't matter what it is. I'll go in there and I'll solo it with this build. Again, no preset raids and no unit specific raids. We ain't out here losing raids with this build. This is my castle now, bro. We run this. GG easy. Anyway, peace, peace.